Hey guys, Jeff the Nature Guy. I mean, really cute, right? This is little Flumpy the Chinchilla, and of course we've talked about him before, but what I want to do is I want to talk a little bit about them, about the wildlife trade. Now remember last week, you probably saw the video about the thing that we talked about called illegal wildlife trade. That means using pieces and parts and full animals when you're not supposed to. And I'll tell you what, the chinchilla is a big victim of that because these guys were killed and still are killed quite a bit for their fur. And we'll talk about their fur in just a minute, but a lot of people like to make coats out of these guys because they're very warm and they're very soft, and so they become victims of the trade in order to get that fur to make those coats because you can get a lot of money for the coats. And unfortunately, their numbers in the wild are terrible, and that surprises a lot of people because you do see them as pets quite a bit, but the wild numbers are not good. In fact, they're quite vulnerable out in the wild because so many have been killed, and you need something like, I don't even remember, it's like 50 to 100 chinchillas to make just one coat. And imagine how many coats out there of chinchilla fur. It's not that good. So the best thing to do is just don't buy a fur coat. If you want fur, they have some really good fake fur out there. Maybe a good thing to do. But these little chinchillas, boy, they are just so cool. And I'll tell you, if you remember, they're found up in the Andes Mountains, which is way out down in South America, but they're found way up high in the cold mountains. 14,000 feet up, you can find these little guys moving around. And so they've got a really special hair that allows them to do that. And their fur is so thick. You know, when you look at your hand, all those little hairs that come out of your arm, you got 1 to 2 hairs that come out of each little, what they call follicle in your arm. This guy has 70 hairs per follicle. So it's a very, very thick fur. Keeps him warm, but there's one problem. It's so thick, he cannot get wet because he can't dry. And if he does get wet, he gets mildew in there and can actually kill him. But the other good thing about that fur, he can't get fleas. His fur is so thick that fleas can't even live in that fur. How cool is that? Now, my favorite thing about the chinchilla is when they come out at both dawn and dusk, and there's a really cool word for that, crepuscular. How cool is that term? So if you're out in South America, you're going to either have to get up nice and early or stay up nice and late to get to see one of these guys in their native habitat. But what a cool little animal, and they are rodents just like Mickey Mouse, and so he does have those big giant teeth up front that he likes to gnaw on things. But next time you go out and about, don't buy yourself a chinchilla coat. Get some fake fur or get a cool Columbia coat, something like that. Keep these chinchillas nice and safe. Until the guys, next time, I am Jeff the Nature Guy with Flumpy, our adorable little chinchilla. Ooh.